Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I want to talk about the Saturn return in Aquarius because a lot of us will face our first Saturn return or the second Saturn return. If you have Saturn in Aquarius, you definitely want to stay tuned. So I wanted to talk about Saturn in Aquarius and the Saturn return in Aquarius because we are literally in the preparation for that. Right now we have so many planets in Capricorn. The focus has been all about Capricorn, but now that will shift into Aquarius, and it will literally start with this month because on March 21st we have Saturn entering Aquarius together with Mars. And the interesting thing about that is that Mars right now is hitting all of the degree points of the Cancer Capricorn eclipses from 2019 up until January this year. And I think it's really important to look into these key dates, which I actually did a podcast episode about that and a post on Instagram that you can check out, because you can just save it and look up the dates, because these key dates you really want to look how Mars is triggering these eclipse points, especially if you have personal planets and these degree points as well. They will most likely trigger the same topics, the same themes will pop up, the same challenges, same things, but maybe also opportunities to show how much you grew in the last 6 months, because we all grow so much. We all grew so much. I feel like since last summer, July, everything changed, and I think that will likely continue when we have so much movement into the Aquarius side of things, because Aquarius is all about the future, all about reinventing things and a revolution, changing the world, changing the paradigm, having a bigger vision and a bigger mission for humanity at large. And that's what we all feel right now. That's why there is so much pressure, because we feel like there's something big coming. And I feel like us, Saturn and Aquarius people, we have a big contribution to that. We have a big contribution to that, but before we can do it, we have to get our own shit together. That's what it is. We really have to understand what even the polarity between Leo and Aquarius is all about, right? So a big theme and topic that I had to work through in my own personal life, but literally in every single session, that's what holds everyone back, is that we are so focused on ourselves, and that's what holds us back, especially if we have a deep Chiron wound in our chart, which we all have, right? A fear of rejection, right? A fear of not shining our brightest, a fear of being not good enough. That's all, that's all ego bullshit, so to speak, even though, I don't think that ego is bad or anything, but at some point we really have to step back, look at our story, look at our contribution to the world, our purpose, our cosmic blueprint, which is our soul contract with the universe. We have to look at that and see that, yes, we are alive and we go through our own transformation, but we don't just do that for ourselves. We have a contribution to make. We actually have to share that with the world so we can all benefit from that. And at this point we have to understand that even if we are not completely healed, even if we are not completely perfect, which is an illusion anyways, right? We have to go out there and share at least parts of our stories, because every single part of it can change someone else's life. So at some point we have to step outside of ourselves and see, okay, it's not about me right now. It's not about me. It's about the impact that I can have, even when I am scared to show up, even when I'm not perfect, because, Chiron was not healed completely before he started to heal other people. He was the wounded healer. He always was wounded, but he still showed up because he could still make a difference. And trust me, with every single person you can impact, your own wounds will get smaller and smaller and smaller, because you integrate another part of you, because we are all connected anyways. And I really hope that we can finally understand that, so we can get over ourselves, right? Get over ourselves so we can have that contribution to humanity at large. And again, that's like the polarity between sometimes really self-centered Leo being all about them, and I'm a Leo myself, but still, like, we have to understand that in the highest expression of Leo is leading from the heart, but also for the opposite, right? Which is Aquarius, which is humanity at large. And the people with Saturn and Aquarius really have to understand that. So they find their tribe, so they find their group. And that's a big theme for everyone with their Saturn in Aquarius. And obviously the house placement will give you a deeper story into the whole theme and topic, but many people with Saturn in Aquarius, and I can speak from my own experience too, they've always felt like the outcast, like not good enough, like weird, different. And then we have to see that weird and different doesn't mean bad or of less value, actually. Like, where does that come from? Why do we think that, right? We just assume that weird or different means not good enough, right? Because we don't fit in. And then at the same time, with Saturn and Aquarius, we never want to fit in. Like, I've always had this urge to be different, to have a different approach, to have uniqueness, to stand out, right? Which is, again, the polarity to Leo, where we want to be the center of attention because we are so special, right? We want to be special. Everyone wants to be special. And hey, the good news is everyone is special. Everyone is special because we are all unique. Like, there is no one like you. There is no one like you, right? No. So we are all special anyways. And we have to get over ourselves in the sense of we just want to be so special and find our own special thing, and only then we can show up. No, like, just share your story. Just speak from the heart, Leo, right? And then you will be unique anyways, because no one has your story, right? No one has your story. You don't need to pull anything out of the air in order to be special or unique or anything. No, just be you. Right? Be you. And then with Saturn and Aquarius, you really have to understand or to learn how you do that. And also how you show up with integrity, right? Not copying other people, not, filtering yourself, not having this social media detached sort of like alter ego. No, be yourself. Please be yourself. Because the world needs you, especially like completely how you are right now, how you are at home. Just show up how you are. Show up really vulnerable. Show up just how you are. And with Saturn Aquarius, again, there's a tendency to maybe detach from emotions, to detach from relationships, to be in your own little bubble because you feel like you're too special, too unique for other people. No one will understand you anyways. Well, you have to give people an opportunity to understand you, and not just assume in the first place that they won't understand you, so you close down. No, that's like obviously the wrong approach, because maybe you sharing your weirdness and your uniqueness will inspire people to think differently as well. And that's what we need, right? It expands their horizon in that sense. So that's something I really wanted to share, because I have seen that topic, not just in my own personal life, but again, with every reading that I had with Saturn and Aquarius people, it's always this like, well, I want to be different. I want to find something really special about myself. And at the same time, I'm scared that I don't fit in. So it's this weird paradigm or this weird dynamic between fitting in and not wanting to fit in. Like, how do I bridge the gap between that? And that's the interesting axis, I think. And many people that I know and that I've read also have Chiron and Leo, me included, right? Which is really like a wounded sense of, oh my gosh, I'm special, I'm not special, I'm rejected for being special, I'm rejected for shining, I'm rejected, I'm scared of being rejected when I stand in the center of the whole thing. So yeah, that's what we have to learn. And then we have to learn that we just have to put the focus also on ourselves and not on other people's opinions, If you believe and if you have your own self-image in check, meaning if you really see yourself as special, see yourself as unique, and sort of don't care what some people think, because you believe that even if people reject you, there are people out there that need to hear your message, then you can show up for the tribe, right? You can get over yourself, over your ego, because you know that there are people actually that resonate with your message, that need to hear your message. And I'm so grateful for the work that I do every single day, because it's so healing to me. It's so healing when I hear that, what I share, and I only share from my experience. I share my story. I share what I've learned, what I reflected on. And then I feel like I can't just reflect on these things about the universe, about astrology, about relationships. I can't just reflect on them in my own little bubble, completely detached. I need to share them because, yes, it's vulnerable, because I speak from my heart, but I receive so many messages from you where it's like you feel like I'm speaking from your heart. And obviously I speak from your heart because we are all connected. We are all, we are all one. We come from one source. So obviously it resonates with you. But sometimes it takes me to remind you of things that you were not able to articulate, right? Sometimes it's just a reminder that I put out there, and then it resonates with your heart, and that's what connects us, even though we are not connected, and which is really Aquarian again, right? And that's why I love the internet, right? Because you can reach people, and but one thing that I definitely wanted to mention for anyone with Saturn and Aquarius, because going back to the thing that I said before, that Mars is traveling through Capricorn, look what happens when Mars is exactly on the same degree as your natal Uranus. And the reason why I say that is because Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, first and foremost, but also because I had 2 clients that came to me the day they wanted an emergency session, literally. And I was like, okay, let's see what happens in your chart. And they had the transiting Mars exactly conjunct their Uranus the day they contacted me and were like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. One of them had a really positive experience where she finally were able to break free from all of the things that hold her back that we worked on for many, many months. And the other one was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden everything feels empty and I feel so depressed and I don't know what's wrong with me. And that's obviously a really, really Saturnian moment where it's like a big, big cloud on top of your head and you feel like, what is this? I can't deal with that. And that was the interesting thing. And both of these people have Saturn at 0 degrees Aquarius, which, their Saturn return is literally right around the corner, right? And I feel like, for me, my Uranus is at 14 degrees. So I will have really, really soon this experience of Mars being on top of my Uranus, and I'm really, really curious to see what that will bring to me. If that will trigger for me as well the Saturn return lesson, I'm really curious to see that actually. So definitely look into that, because I think that can really, really be a precursor to your Saturn return. And obviously with so much going on in Capricorn anyways, you already are really well prepared. You know what your homework is. If you are into personal development, you worked with your chart, you worked maybe with an astrology, you had a reading before, or you just focus on your personal growth, then you probably know what your Saturn return lesson is. If you didn't sleep the last 6 months, because trust me, all of the themes will repeat and repeat and repeat, and you find a common theme and a pattern in the whole crisis, so to speak, and then you see, oh, that's what the universe wants me to learn. And that's what I want you to approach, or how I want you to approach the Saturn return. It's just you making the homework. Saturn is not that bad and not evil. It's just that Saturn wants you to learn these lessons so you can grow up, so you can be independent, so you can be mature. And that's what we all have to learn. And I hope the Saturn return in Aquarius video inspired you to think of your Saturn return in a different way, to see that, you have to do the work. First and foremost, obviously for yourself, but then also for the bigger picture, which is you impacting the world. You are a big, big puzzle piece of the shifting world right now. When we transition into the Aquarian age, we have Saturn re-entering Aquarius at the end of the year together with Jupiter, which is the planet of, purpose and optimism, success. And if we all do our homework, I feel like that's a big fucking blessing that we are waiting for, right? We are preparing for. And that's what I want us all to see. So take this message with you. So definitely let me know in the comments if you have Saturn in Aquarius as well, how you feel about your Saturn return, how you felt the last couple of months, and maybe also if your Uranus is already hit by Mars and if you felt something during March already. I would be really, really curious to know. And other than that, you can always find me on Instagram at Magic Kathi Official, and on the podcast, which is the Magic Kathi Show, where I share even more astrology content and daily updates, of course, on Instagram. And if you want to have a Saturn return session or any other birth chart reading, natal reading, human design reading, whatever it is that you want to have read by me, then definitely contact me on Instagram as well. I hope to see you soon. Step in your magic.